Oh, I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit. So we're comparing homosexuality to pedophilia and bestiality now, are we? Right? Good. No. Also people being allowed to marry more than one person. So, why should marriage be strictly limited to 2 people? Because I can't think of a reason. And which god or religion would that be exactly? Because there's quite a few, and not all of them have a problem with same-gender marriage. Besides which, marriage isn't solely a religious institution, as you should be well aware. First, no it won't. Secondly though, and this is for people who are campaigning for marriage equality, please can we stop shaming people in polygamous marriages, people who've been divorced and remarried, and short-term celebrity marriages. Don't hate on other people just because some bigot is hating on you. And while I'm at it actually, please can we stop comparing the struggle against heterosexism and cissexism to the struggle against racism. Gay is not the new black. And of course, same-gender couples are completely incapable of having or raising children, and infertile couples or couples who don't want to have children aren't legally allowed to get married either. Right? A lot of people talk about the right to marry, but I'm not actually sure that marriage is a right. Marriage is a system which privileges, normalises and provides legal and financial protections to certain types of family above other types of family. And it's also a system that's bound up in a history of oppression and in treating people like property and objects and in using people to transfer property from one family to another. So I can completely see why someone would be against the entire system of marriage. However, although I don't think marriage is a right, we do have the right not to be discriminated against. So, for as long as there are marriages, they should be open to everyone, regardless of gender and sexuality. Separate but equal isn't equal. It defines same-gender unions as something other, something not quite the same, not quite good enough to use the word marriage. Not only is having 2 practically identical institutions ridiculously unnecessary, it's also discriminatory on both sides. At the moment, in the UK at least, if someone legally changes their gender, then they have to either get divorced or have their civil partnership dissolved and then get remarried or re-civil partnered, because the same gender couple can't be married and a different gender couple can't be in a civil partnership. Because addressing inequality and tackling economic problems are mutually exclusive and we can't possibly do both at the same time. Actually, that does seem to be how the current UK government thinks. Yay! Here, I actually agree with you. I'm not against same-gender marriage, and I don't think it's an irrelevant issue that no one should be campaigning for, but I don't disagree with people who do think that for this very reason. I'm going to put a link below to an article called "Why Are You Concentrating on X When Y is So Much More Important?" It is meant to address how this is often used as a derailing tactic in social justice circles, and basically it says, you know, just because one person is talking about X doesn't mean they don't also care about Y, and that sometimes to make change happen we have to temporarily focus on one issue, but that by working in parallel with each other we can tackle multiple issues at once or even tackle the same issue from 2 different sides. The trouble is, with big campaigns like the one for marriage equality though, is that it can sometimes feel like that actually is all people care about. And it can start to eclipse other issues that we seriously need to be talking about too. I'm going to put another link below. Yeah, there's always a bunch of links in my description. So a week of videos we did on the need for intersectionality in feminism and how mainstream feminism often seems to prioritise the issues affecting the most privileged women above those who are actually the most oppressed. And the problem is exactly the same here. Again, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be pushing for marriage equality, but we do need to acknowledge that this is an issue which is going to primarily benefit the most privileged members of the queer community. My friend linked me to a Tumblr post, which I'm going to also link to below, which referred to this as trickle-down justice. This idea that once this one big goal is achieved, then somehow everything will be better for everyone. But the sad reality of any trickle-down system is that the change is barely noticeable to those at the bottom of the pile. You just get little tiny drips compared to those at the top. Achieving same-gender marriage would be a publicly recognisable and hugely symbolic giant leap, but in reality it's only a very small step to addressing the inequalities that many queer people face. So we need to make sure that when we do achieve marriage equality, and despite everything that's been happening, you know it will happen, that we don't get complacent and imagine that that's it, we won, because there is still a lot more to fight for. you have anything to say about anything in the video, or just the whole marriage equality debate in general, please weigh in the comments below, or on Facebook, or Tumblr, or Twitter. And if you like this video, then please share it, and maybe subscribe for more Pesky Day updates.